Coach, one thing that Coach said at the end of practice yesterday was that he wished that the pace would be better. At least on your side of the ball, how did you feel the pace went for you today?
I thought we started pretty flat. I mean, I think we just talked as a whole defense. We started out, we allowed 5 explosive plays. The first team session we went, that's not good enough. We got to start faster, but I think as the day went on, we picked it up. We finished a lot better.
Obviously, you're going to have plays in games when something goes wrong, you busted coverage. What is the key to turning that around and making sure that you're not getting beat by the first play on the next play?
I think just staying present. You can't let the previous play get you down. I think we have a really good culture here with each other. We're really good at picking each other up. If I make a bad play, miss a play, I always got guys coming up to me. Hey man, next play. Just keeping each other locked in and focused.
And now here early in the second week, how does the anticipation start to build a little bit, knowing that 1 week closer to the big lights, and the season opener August 31 is going to get here pretty quick?
Yeah, I mean definitely getting more anxious, but I think we're kind of focused on getting better. It's hard not to get super anxious and start looking forward to August 31st, but we're not near as good enough as we need to be right now. So I mean, we got to take every day, every opportunity we got. We still got to go get better.
Good job. Good job, sir. This was one of the first times that I had seen you guys actually go over and do some live tackling in in-game situations. How do you think that went?
I think everyone was a little excited, maybe a little bit too excited. Whenever you get live going, everybody wants to make the play, be the guy to get the turnover, tackle for loss. So I think we just kind of need to settle down a little bit. Early on, we gave up some big plays, but as the drives went on, we kind of got stops and forced field goals, which is a good way to end the drives.
What's it like to have there's a lot of players in the country that will not be coached by their position coach who played on the team the previous year. What's that like?
It's a different level of respect. When a new position coach that you've never met before comes in, you kind of have to earn. They have to earn some respect, and you got to earn respect from them too. And whenever you bring in someone you play with, you already had respect for them because you saw how hard they put it out on the field every play, and what they gave towards this team. So it's just there's just more respect that's already there in the room.
And it seems like from what you've said and what your teammates said, maybe you didn't have the strongest start to the game or to the practice defensively, but it sounds like you guys finished a lot better. What's the key to turning that around when maybe you don't play as well in the first half of practice, but making sure that you're finishing plays at the end?
I think it's just, sometimes, it's early in the morning, we're sore, we're tired, we may not have the same juice, the same excitement, and we don't got to rely on the same person to bring the juice, so we kind of have to ask everybody else to bring it. Sometimes it's got to be a different person every practice. Someone's got to be bringing the juice, so we're ready to go.
Nice job, Chance.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man. Well, teammates said you kind of get into week 2, things a little bit sore now, a little less fresh. How do you try to mentally get set to tough through that and just work your body through that, because it's going to be a long season?
Honestly, I think it's really just treatment, like going to the training room and get our body well for the practice, and really just getting in the playbook and just work. Honestly, I mean, it was really mental toughness, really. So, as long as that you got your mindset about it just work, I feel like we're gonna push through it.
We talked to the defensive linemen, the chain gang yesterday. A bunch of camaraderie in that group. What kind of camaraderie is there among you guys in the linebacking corps?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's great, honestly. I just feel like everybody, all of us is just brothers. We just family. So, I mean, we know one by one that we're just deep everywhere. So, we're just ready to go, honestly.
Well, and you talk about that energy, when you guys are close to getting picks or when you do get a pick 6, everybody in black is jumping up and down on the sideline. Who's bringing that energy on the sideline to get you guys excited?
Everybody. It's just all of us at the same time. We encourage each other to do good. Nobody hating on each other. Nobody envy each other. We're all brothers at the end of the day. So we all just getting hype for each other.
Good for me. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Coach, what's it like being out here with a whistle and a hat and, a little different perspective than last
season? Oh, yeah, it's a little different. I think the biggest thing is I'm just glad I'm still a part of it. This place means everything to me. I'm just so grateful that, Coach Higgins wasn't tired of me and didn't just let me get out of here, try to keep me around. And, this room, this linebacker culture, the defense, Coach Lopo, Coach McDowell, I love everything about it. I'm glad I just get to be a part of it and watch these guys make plays.
Obviously, as a coach, one of your jobs is to be relating to players and kind of feeling what they're feeling. How different is that going to be for you, at least for these first few years when you're in that locker room with some guys that you've played with?
Yeah, I think the guys make it easy. I think there's a mutual respect. They know what the culture is set here. What coaches mean to our players and what the players mean to us. So they've made it easy. They make my job easy, and they want to get better. And they want to coach, and they believe in me, and I believe in them. And that's kind of the relationship we have.
One thing that's a little bit different in today's football than maybe in the past is there's not as much hitting, not as much tackling. You guys did maybe some of your first live tackling here today. How do you go about coaching that when you just don't get as many opportunities or, to hit like maybe 20 years ago they would have?
Yeah, it's just the details. I think today there was some missed tackles early, and it's just because, you're super excited. You're not thinking about going back to the basics, that first step, where's the low hip, taking the air out of it, and, it's like, oh, it's football time. And so you got to kind of go back to the basics, stay present. Those guys talk about it all the time, and go back to day one because we do those things for a reason. And once you can slow everything down and do those things, you can be in a really good spot to make the play.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yep. It's good meeting you.
You ready? No? Ready. Well, it's kind of a special occasion here. You got the last voice of the Hornets here. What's that like?
That's right. Legend.
Show up
Legend, voice of the Hornets. It's good to have him here today. Good seeing him. It's kind of like things are back to normal a little bit. We miss you, Greg.
Well, you mentioned yesterday that you felt like the pace of practice was maybe not quite where you wanted it to be. Obviously, in a game, in a season, you're going to have setbacks. You want the guys to respond the right way when that happens. Do you feel like the team responded the right way to the pace today?
I think so. I think we've caught a break weather-wise. So it just feels like we're not getting the type of pace we need. Maybe that's just me, but because the weather's nice, I'm like, and I feel good, so I'm not hot, and so I'm like, man, it's too easy. Let's push them a little bit more. Let's pick the pace up. But I think so. I think we did some things today where we had some live drills. We actually played some real football today and put us in some competitive situations. And I thought really both sides of the ball had some bright spots.
Full contact for an extended period today for the first time in camp. How do you, when you put your practice plan together, decide how much? Because you want to keep players healthy. You've said it time and time again, but at the same time, you can't practice tackling unless you're tackling.
That's right. And, it's a fine line. And that question you ask, I think about it every night before we're scheduled to go live because I want us to be tough. I want us to be physical. And I think you can still be that way in this day and age without going to the ground all the time. I think there's times where there's guys that need to get live looks, and then there's guys like Jordan Williams, who's been a 3-year, 4-year starter for us, that he doesn't need to get live looks. He's played in a lot of games. He's got, so. But it's a fine line. We'll get after it again on Saturday. We'll have the officials here on Saturday, so we'll be able to do some more situational things live.
And then so far, just out of the linebacking core in general, the guys that we talked to today, how do you like how that? What do you like about how that unit's been progressing here in training camp?
I think that they're a smart group. They understand what we want. I think that they're athletic as well. I tell you, I think Chance Rodriguez, and it's really good to see. He's becoming a difference maker for us on defense, and he's a story to me. Chance probably played on scout team maybe his first 2 or 3 years, and has been patient. Has never thought about leaving, transferring, and stuck with it. And now he's becoming a difference maker, and those are the things you like to see. I think we got some consistency back there. There's a few areas of maybe concern depth-wise that we got to get cleaned up. But for the most part, we returned Declan Haub, who's a starter from last year, team captain. and then Chance Rodriguez, like I said, and then you got guys like Dortch, who is starting to play the way that we always kind of knew that he was able to play. Then you have Caleb Mondi, who's really having a great camp. He's very athletic and can run and plays with reckless abandonment. That's how you want your linebackers to play. All right, that was pretty simple.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.